My name is Jiasheng and my partner is Tarong. And here our app is Lip Service. So basically our app is like a library service where we face this problem where some courses, the books would be very limited. For example, textbooks. So these are books that are stored in this library section called RBR, which is the restricted book section. So these books are very limited in numbers. So especially during like exam periods or projects where students need to borrow these books are severely limited to a borrowing period of like about 2 hours. So we are looking to solve this problem by letting students first search the books through NUS library, the catalog. Then if they don't find it or it's actually like on loan, they can actually go to NLB site and we will do a search for them. If it's there, so they can go to their local library, a library near their house to borrow it. So this essentially solves the issue of students not being able to borrow the book. So here we actually want to demo our app because it's not exactly a completed app. So we are looking to just demo it quick one. We are still looking to solve some bugs here and there because the API in NLB sites is a bit slow and stuff. So we try to solve the timeout problem. So this is the NUS library site. At first we were told that we might be able to use the API, but at the end they said no, we couldn't. So we were asked to pull straight from their HTML page. Yeah. So this is NUS libraries. Yeah. No. Yeah. So we are working to make this look much better. So this is the NUS library site. So we can see the book and the status and where exactly it's located. So if just in case the student doesn't find a book, they can just go and click one button and this will search the NLB's collection with the same search query. Yeah. So this is the results of the NLB site. So as you can see, the total records that they found is 34, but we only managed to show like 8 because of some bugs here and there. So actually, we can actually find the book's location and the status of the book in whatever NLB location, NLB libraries, but we tried to omit it because it will take very long time to load everything. So we are working on doing your Ajax and stuff, but it hasn't been totally up yet. So we omit that part first. So yeah, this is like the results for NLB. And you can find ISBN number, your author, and yeah. So basically we are first year students. This is part of a project called Orbital, which is done in Com. It's actually a 4MC project, which is a summer project where we can code anything we want using whatever language we want. So this is actually part of the project. So actually a lot of freshies are coding this, and I'm not sure how many of us actually joined iCreate. So I think we are like one of them. Yeah. How many groups actually? Okay. So yeah, we are like one of the very little, I guess. So yeah, this is our app.
After we have tried to solve, if we are able to solve this within the time period of the project time frame, then we are trying to implement more stuff lah. So basically, like for the locations, we can click and then we can implement the Google Maps using Google Maps API. And maybe using more of the NLB's API as well. But because of the timeout issue, we are still not very ready to use the NLB API yet lah. So because NLB's API has more rec resources, for like example, there's book recommendations. So we are looking to implement it into this system as well. Yeah, so that is one of the future implementations that we are hoping to include within our project.
Just a question, like there is no way to do screen scraping for the NUS library and just merge the two records together for NLB and NUS.
Yeah, actually we did suggestion about that, but scraping that we will look at because we just received notice that we can't actually use the API, so we are like trying to rush through scraping the HTML.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we actually look to integrate both of them, so because it will be nicer if you see both results on the same screen, right? but we'll look on that because the first one will take a while, and this will take a while. So most of the web hosts we tested, they have a max timeout limit of like 30 seconds. So we exceed that, then they will just cut us off. So we try to make it as fast as possible before we merge them together. Yeah. But that is definitely a lot of people actually mention that to us because it's definitely nicer to look at the same thing in one whole page itself instead of clicking twice.
Yeah, first, thank you very much for showing us your demo. My question is basically the value add which your service. I'm wrong. So basically, theoretically, I could go to two websites. I could key in the names of the books and it appears. But however, yours basically saves me one step, possibly.
Yes.
And if you are able to put it side by side in terms of the book's availability, then that would make my life slightly easier.
Yeah.
So that is mainly the value add which you all have added. Correct? Yeah, okay. Thinking ahead, what else would you do to increase the value to me as a user? Have you all thought about that? What are the things you would like to implement in the future?
Actually, look at because currently it's NUS libraries, right? So we can actually merge like maybe other unis or other schools like polys. So we can use like maybe NTU, SMU. We integrate their libraries with our system if we are allowed to use the API stuff like that. For as a user, so we are looking to do this to improve students in general because our app, in the first place, we thought about it because of this shortage of books, the RBI books, restricted books. So, but we might open this to like general usage, any books students can search for. So they can search first in their school library, then and NLB. Yeah.
And furthermore, we also have thought about like because if for some books, these books are like essential reading material, so people want to buy the books. So we can integrate like Amazon's book catalog, so people can buy the books online from Amazon as well.
Actually, I was something just came to my head. Actually, I was thinking about what other value you could add. Just an idea which you might want to think about. At the end of the day, if you know all the books which are being used by students in, let's say, NUS, and if you could tell me as a user, as a student, for this particular book, that there are 80 available in Singapore, 8 in National Library, 6 in Singapore Poly or something like that. That information is extremely useful to me, and that would increase the value of the service offering. Okay, just an idea. Thanks.
I have a question. Like, what happens if all the books are loaned out?
In both NUS.
Yes, exactly.
That is where probably the book recommendation will come in, where you can look at Amazon or eBay or other sites. They can look to purchase if they're desperate enough. But yeah, I guess that's the best you can actually come with.
Okay, I see. I'm like basically like
If the
yeah.
books are really gone, wiped out in Singapore, then I
Because
guess
with your service, it basically will make the other books in the whole entire Singapore, like, you know, if it's study period, right? Yeah. So you're allowing me to actually easily search for all the books and start borrowing and go to the different parts of the libraries and the country, within the country itself, and just try to grab it. And and yeah, I can see a problem that's eventually the books are not going to be available everywhere.
yeah.
I have just one question. Have you thought about like adding some table of content or some snippet about those books which the people are looking for, or kind of like table of content can be shown on the books?
Or table of content of the books itself.
Yes.
I see. But with that, I think we have to have some sort of like, Google Books, they have actually reviews of the books. Yeah, so I don't think a lot of books will be covered under this. But we will look to implement if there's like an API we can use or something like that. Yeah, that will be very useful.
Because most of the time students like to see what is the topics covered rather than just
that's
immediately
one.
buying it.
We're also looking into like, for example, students have module codes in unis, right? All the modules have code. So we will look to implement, like, you just enter the module code and we will fill out the list of books that are required by the lecture itself. So they can look from there straight and see whether the book's available or not.
Well, the other one that would be interesting also would be like, you mentioned Google Books, right? So probably using their APIs to see the that excerpt or information or whatever preview portion of it that you can use. Yeah. So I think don't just look into leveraging on just like NLP libraries and whatnot. Look into the other services out there that's available that can grab in more information, more data.
Thanks.
Information, actually, you should put it as a background process and have it already tied to the ISBN, rather than fetching it online and rendering it live.
Yeah, that would save a lot of time because
Yeah, that
we're now trying to fix
those doesn't change, so you don't really need to have the live service to fetch that.
Availability does. The availability of the books change, right?
No, the content based on ISBN,
I think you meant
only that one will not change. And for the location and status, probably you can run a background job.
Yeah, we are trying to implement like Ajax so that when the page loads, then we will load after the main page loads so that it doesn't hog up the whole thing. Because if we do it like the one we've implemented before, we wait for all the results to come out and we process before the page loads. So before that happens, the page will time out. So yeah, we try to
So
solve that.
what about like you just pass in your keyword or the detail which you are searching and leave it to NLB to show the results? You just put an iframe and show the
Yeah, that
results
would
from
be
there.
another issue, but that wouldn't look very nice because the first NUS site, we already received comments that it looks like an iframe. So we're trying to, actually it isn't an iframe. So it's just, we grab the body and we scrape, minimal scraping basically. So it actually is not iframe, but we received comments, is it iframe? Why are you guys doing this? It's like minimal effort, yeah. So we try to avoid using an iframe as much as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you.